How we doing, everybody? It is a beautiful day in the Cheesy Moon Workshop. Sunday morning. I've got several videos to do. I just got to find time to do them all. One of them involves some trash that I brought home from the job site. That ended up being, kind of cool, I guess. Another video I have to do is this that arrived in the mail today. BPS knives. It says they're made in Ukraine. Don't know a lot about them. Don't know a lot about the origin of these. Sorry, opening the box here. They come with this little dangler type leather sheath. Paper towel, I guess, is for wiping it down and caring for it. Came with this little advertising slip in there. And a knife, little blade, sharp edge cover. It's a wooden handle of some kind. I haven't looked to see what it is. Kind of looks like teak, but it's got a Scandinavian design here. It says the steel is carbon steel 1066, made in Ukraine. It kind of looks like a Mora blade. I don't have a whole lot of this type of knife. It's covered in some sort of oil there. Knock a little bit of that off. But I really don't. I really don't know where this knife come from. It just showed up on an Amazon delivery this morning. I asked my daughter if she was expecting any deliveries, and she said no. And I opened it up. It was Amazon. It was addressed to me. Other than that, I really don't know much about it or who it's from or why it's at my doorstep. I have no idea, but I'm going to give it a quick look. They market these as like camping and survival type knives. When I think of a camping or survival knife, I think of something a little more robust, a little bigger. But for, like food prep, maybe splitting down some little kindling or shaving some wood for starting a fire. It's pretty smooth on here. Maybe that might strike a ferro rod. I don't know. I guess I can give it a try. All in all, decent looking knife. The scales have a Torx fastener on it, so you could change out the scales if you want it. But a nice little utility knife is more what I would call this. Now, I'm not knocking this style of knife because I really don't have them, never used them before. It's fairly sharp, okay sharp. But we'll give it a shot. We'll play around with it a little bit, and I'm not much of a full-on knife review guy, but I'll give it a shot. If that's why it was sent to me, we'll find out. Again, it just showed up today. Don't know where it came from. All right, back to what I do know about. That was the flea market I went today. We went yard sales and stuff yesterday. Really didn't find anything to mention. But today I went to the local flea market. I haven't been there in a couple years because it's just too dang hot. But today Let's see if I can. There we go. We'll blow that out a little bit more. I picked up this Old Hickory by Ontario Knife Works. It's pretty smooth, so I want to say it's been used quite a bit. Still got a great edge on it for what it is. I also picked up this Old Hickory. This is more of a boning knife. This is more of a chef knife. Good edge on it. Needs cleaned up. Both of those are Ontario Knife Works. And then I came across this little guy. It's an electrician's knife. And I'm a little on the colorblind side, but it looks like it's kind of a blue handle. And it has been beat up. I don't know if these are original handles. The bail's missing. The pins seem kind of small for that era of a knife. And you can see how it's really deformed around the pin there. I think there was bigger pins in there with bigger heads. But it is also by the Ontario Knife Company. These are manufactured by Queen for Ontario Knife Company. I think this is an aftermarket easy open or access for the screwdriver blade, because it does ride pretty low, and this knife is in terrible operating condition and needs oiled up and cleaned up. But the thumb nick is pretty low in the knife, so it looks to me like someone modified that. I mean, you can tell it's definitely not a factory job. So you can actually get down there and get a hold of that and pull it out. But here at this bolster, it looks like it's been worn down on either side, probably from someone trying to clean this knife on a grinder or a wheel of some sort, and they got into the handle on either side. Very chipped up and tore up along here on the back side. So I'm gonna, and also on the edges here of the scales, it looks like it's been sanded or filed. So we're trying to clean this. There's a little bit of a gap here on the one side. So I believe someone has, tried their hand at modifying or tuning or something. And this blade is not a clip point. I'm looking at here, maybe what they call the modified down here. Yeah, I'm going to go with it's a modified tip. So that's the blade profile. Again, little to no snap on that. Needs to be cleaned up. The other knife I found was just a little novelty knife, but this little fish knife on this side. It got the eyeball and a little seahorse here. I live in Florida, and it says Florida. It's just pretty stiff, probably because it's funky and dirty. It's stainless steel, made in Japan, definitely a tourist stop item, little souvenir type knife. But I like fishing, I like knives, I live in Florida. It all just sort of came together, and for $1, what the heck. The other knife, I bought this fish knife and this camping saw, which I would use when I go camping. I think it was $1 each for these. And I think I paid, at one booth, I paid $6 for these three, so $2 each. not a bad knife haul. And there was one other thing I picked up, not knife related, but I got this little travel alarm clock wind up. It's a newer plasticky one, but if you find yourself in a situation where you do not have power to power a cell phone or electric clocks of some sort, EMP goes off, whatever, a wind-up battery-operated or a wind-up non-battery operated clock is going to be pretty essential, and they fold up and take up very little space. And again, in a situation where power is not available, your cell phone isn't going to be able to tell you time because you won't be able to charge it, so on and so forth. This is kind of a neat little package. And my granny used to work in the hotel industry as the maid, and people would leave these behind, and she had probably 50 of these on her dresser. And always liked messing with them as a kid, but sort of nostalgic. Again, this is a new, more modern version, but still worth $2. That was the yard sale haul for today, or flea markets. I have a video on this. This is the grinder I picked up. Little variable speed, like 3-inch disc. I really don't use grinder that often. I have a couple bigger 6-inch. One of the things I don't like about them, if you are using one of these type deals to sharpen a knife, it's really hard to, I mean, you're okay profiling a knife in this direction, but here you're combating the housing of the grinder, and you can't get a good angle on the wheel. And I see these on eBay all the time. This has one of the steel wool fiber wheel, and you see them all the time. This side's great. This outside is really rounded off because, again, you can't get in here to work on this side of the knife without combating the housing. And the reason I said it was trash, I didn't even see this part at first. You see the plug on this. All right, the label here and all this is in English. All right, but this power supply that comes with it, because this is a, oops, wrecked that. This is a European power plug. And this is a transformer that plugs into. You see it's broken right there. And this entire bottom all the way around was broken off. You see it had broke there, and they put some sort of glue on it. This piece is completely missing. So this is one chunk, this is another chunk, and all these, all the way around was broken off. The armature or windings, whatever you want to call it, was hanging out of it. And I looked at it after I saw the plug on here. I figured out the two pieces went together. So I patched this back together, and it does work. And I did a little video of gluing this thing back together that I will post shortly. It might even go out before this video. I don't know. And I also have another video that is going to probably air before this one. It's the follow-up of the knife giveaway the other night, which worked out absolutely fantastic. Some of my regular commenters and longtime subscribers were on there, and you know, lots of positive feedback and such. So I'll save all that for that video. But there it is, guys. The findings of the day. Flea market. And until I see you all again, have a beautiful day.